welcome back to your favorite podcast, Full Coverage. How y'all doing?
How you doing? How's your week?
Manny
How's
Way,
life?
Laura Lee.
Manny Way and Laura Lee are here.
You guys, we have filmed multiple episodes today, and we are on our last droplet. Like right here, you think a little dropper? Us.
We're out.
Mentally.
Time out.
We're on timeout.
We're on
We should be on timeout. We should be
should.
actually in prison right now.
We should for this. This is ludicrous.
This is prison time.
We normally do 2 episodes in a setting, but we did 3 this time because the holidays are coming up and we want a little holiday break. But we still want to provide you guys with an episode.
Yeah.
We did take Thanksgiving off.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we wanted to be here. We wanted to create an episode for you guys.
Well, a lot of people were so cool. Like we did the community post, and a lot of people were like totally understanding. Super
appreciate
cool.
that.
We appreciate so much. Like we don't want to like leave you guys hanging, you know. But we're like we needed a fucking break too.
Oh, it's just good. I feel like I always at the end of the year. Well, this is my pit.
I knew you were gonna fucking say that. Yeah,
Why don't I just jump in then?
I knew it. So
this is my pit. So always at the end of the year, I'm at my burntest, crispiest, burnt out. I'm crisp. I'm toast.
You are literally blackened toast.
And some of you guys may feel this too. It's like, and then I'll take like some time off because there's always that awkward time between Christmas and New Year's where not as much going on. That like week,
weird week.
That weird week. And that weird week, I feel like I'm always really low and like a little depressed and a little sad and a little lethargic. But then I come back and I always like try to dive into like a new self-help book or whatever that may be. And then I'm like, yes, I'm going to take over the world. Like I'm back on fire. Like towards the end of January, I'm like, okay, let's do this.
You're
you know?
back.
And then I'm like, have this amazing energy until we hit November. And then I'm starting to crack. I'm starting to get fussy, anxious, anxiety, depression, seasonal depression with the weather.
It's real.
It's not that I never believed in it. I always believed in it because I've seen it happen to people. And like, I don't like this time of year. But this year, I feel like I felt it a little more.
Harder.
Maybe
as you get older, you feel it harder and harder.
I think that might be what it is.
So, which I don't like.
It's just, I'm at my burnout. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be doing this podcast. But just like in general, with everything in my life, I'm like at my lower edge of it where I kind of like don't want to do everything. And everything I have to do is like an uphill.
It's the climb.
It is an uphill climb. Whereas
Miley
normally
Cyrus.
It's not so much that, you know?
I couldn't agree more with you. I really couldn't.
But I still get my fucking ass up and I do it anyways. And I was learning something. So one day I was talking about how I'm a very like doer and I like to get up and I motivate myself and I like to get things done. And what's I've learned is like so motivating about being a doer is like being around other people who like to do a lot, but they're kind of hard to find. And that's
like
not because it's not because everyone's lazy. That is not why everyone is lazy. Not lazy that doesn't do as much as me.
Nobody wants to work these days.
Nobody wants to work these days. It's not that. It's that there are a lot of people that like to really go hard at it for like, and no one makes them. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Like
workaholics.
Yes,
workaholics.
if you will, but no one makes them be a workaholic. They choose to be that. There's not all those people, but those kind of people are super motivate me.
My dad's like that.
He is.
He is.
And your dad's like on his own watch in his own time. But he's a doer.
And he's a doer. He gets up every morning. Like he just like works every single day.
It has to inspire you to an extent.
It does. Like I feel like I have a lot of my work ethic from both my parents. Because they're
my mom was
hard workers.
Pretty miserable at her job that she had for so long. But the thing is, she didn't want to quit it because I had offered her to quit it. But I did tell her, I was like, now if you quit it, I don't want you getting unhealthy and like sitting around.
Right.
And she's like, I don't want that for my life. Like I'm in my 60s. I'm about to retire. I would love to earn that.
Yeah.
That's where she was before she passed, you know? But she wasn't as much of a doer in that way because she didn't like her job so much, you know. And it wasn't. I don't know. I think she was just probably burnt out. She'd been doing daycare her whole entire life.
But also, like, imagine too, like, the burnout is real, and like, especially as you get the older you get, the more real I feel like it gets, and you just kind of like you care less and less and less and less and less.
Yeah, it's
as
hard.
Time progresses. That you're just kind of like
hard.
Like you want to, I mean, like I feel like people that like love what they do, like of course they can keep freaking like going and going because it's like they love doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Like my dad like loves what he does, and like my mom loves what she does. So it's like
makes a big difference.
Makes a difference. Makes like they can do it.
Difference. And I encourage people, like if you don't love what you do, it doesn't matter if you have a degree for it. It doesn't matter if you work for it and you feel guilty leaving it because you spent time trying to get the job. Like if you're not ultimately happy doing it, fucking switch it up. You are not stuck there. Like move it around. Try different things. And I know there's a million excuses as to why not, but whenever you really put yourself out there and go for it, you'd be amazed how the universe will do you some favors and things will come together. Shit will also go awry whenever you try to switch stuff up. It'll hit the fan because it's the universe. It's like checking you. You know?
It's like, you sure you want this?
You sure? And it's like, we'll put you, like challenge you. Like, how bad do you want this? Like, are we going to be able to easily push you back into your comfort? Are we going to be able to push you back into your old lifestyle or into your old job? Because if we are, it's not for you. But I feel like the universe challenges you to really prove to yourself and to the universe out there that if you really want something. So that's why I feel like sometimes whenever you switch something, things go awry and then all of a sudden they smooth out. If you're able to roll with the punches. Yeah. It's like people quitting their high paid job to start a small business. Yes, it's a risk. And then their house burns down. Like that happens.
Oh, you're so right. Like it's that always shit like happens. When it rains, it pours.
And it's trying to push them back into that job. Because when it rains, it pours. Exactly. So, but go for it, guys. Go for it.
Go for it, you guys. We believe in you.
Just do it. Thank you so much to Adam and Eve for sponsoring this episode of Full Coverage. Adam and Eve will have the perfect gifts and with an amazing deal. At adamandeve.com, you can get 50% off plus free shipping.
This is an exclusive offer specific to this podcast, you guys. So we would love your support, of course. All you have to do is use code FOOL to get you not just 50% off, but also 100% free shipping with code FOOL. My pit.
Since I like that we're starting with pits.
Well, you started with pits, so I mean, I have to start with my pit.
You got to.
You guys, I woke up the other day, actually yesterday, with a kink in my neck.
He sure did.
Laura, when I tell you I was immobile, I was like this.
You don't realize how much you use your neck
until you can't use it. And like, I felt like Laura. Waking up, I'm like, oh my God, do I have a long neck? You're like, oh. I'm like, am I working out my neck? Like, is it getting longer?
It could be.
But I woke up and I was like debilitated.
It is
mobile debilitation.
The worst. And it's like crazy because they just like happen.
And like, also, I don't know how it happened because I'm like, can it be from like sleeping wrong? Could it be like from the food I ate? Could I just be like tired and not stretching? Like, what could it be to get a neck kink? Like, where and I still feel it, but I'm on like ibuprofen. So it's like how, like I can turn a little bit more now. But I couldn't yesterday. It hurts.
And you use your neck to literally do anything.
And like you don't realize it, and someone can call you and go like this.
Oh, shock.
The shock that it sends down your fucking spine. Let me tell you something. It will send you into cardiac arrest. Maybe not that far, but cardiac arrest. It will send you far. And that is my current pit because I have a fucking kink.
That's a pit.
And it's not even like a good kink.
Yep.
Like piss play.
It's not a nasty kink. It's a bad kink. Minnie, don't get into piss play. Not piss play.
I'm kidding. I'm not even into piss play, but it's just like, it's not like kink like that. It's a real physical ailment. So that's currently in my pit.
That is.
Because it's annoying.
That is a pit.
I haven't even been able to film. Like I've been like. Oh my
God.
Yeah. This is like as decent as I felt. And like, it actually happened to me 2 days ago. This is my 3rd day on it. And it's been the most like.
Worked out like a little better.
Yes.
Wow.
I went to the gym yesterday because I was like, I need to get out of the house because I was going crazy. Yeah. And all I did was just walk on the cardio machine because I was like, I can't work out because my neck hurts.
Can't strain anything.
So I literally just like walked on the treadmill.
Wow.
Because I just needed to get out of the house.
So I get kinks regularly because I have a really long neck, and they're horrific. They're really horrific. Annoying. They're really annoying. They
and like
annoy
you
me.
Can't even like I feel like you can't really take anything to like mitigate them. Like it still hurts even with like ibuprofen or Advil or anything like that. I'm like, it still hurts. Like it doesn't like do anything. It just like hurts a little bit less.
Yeah.
Barely.
Yeah.
I'm like, it still fucking hurts.
Right.
So that was my pit.
Well, we hope your little neck gets better.
It's just carrying this big old head.
It's just carrying that.
It's not my fault. I have such a big ass fucking head.
That fucking watermelon head, babes. It'll get you. It's okay. I have a pea head.
Why am I a watermelon head?
Your pea head.
Literally, it reminds me of when I did the watermelon, the video, the reel.
That's why I did so good. I'm just kidding.
Laura's reading. It's our third episode of the day.
I'm dragging
We're reading the girls to fill tonight.
I'm not letting them loose.
We're going in today. Let me fucking warm up my hands for like.
All right, my peak. My peak of the week is a plug.
Do we have a shameless plug?
We have a shameless plug.
I love a shameless plug. You know that.
My shameless plug is Minimum. We dropped a new December line, which is like a wintry line of clothes. Yeah, we got a bunch of cute stuff. We got, your arrangements of sweaters, and we dropped a ton of adorable, cute little cargo pants, which I'm obsessed with. Very trendy, like 90s vibes.
I love that.
So we dropped a bunch of that, and it's just been going really, really good. And we plan on having a really big year with Minimum. We're gonna, as I've hinted about 100 times, we're gonna be coming out with stuff besides clothing and apparel. That we're gonna expand our genre. So I'm really excited to see what you guys think about that.
I can't wait for that specifically.
Yes,
you know which I speak, of course.
Yep.
Very excited for that to happen.
You're gonna love it.
I know. I can't wait. I'm like,
our socks are coming back in stock soon. I'm so bummed. I was hoping we were gonna get them in stock because they're like the perfect stocking stuffer or slouch socks. I have a pair at my house for you, by the way.
I was gonna say I want them.
We're completely sold out, but I will get those to you because I have a fresh pair that I have not worn. Imagine they're like used.
They're like brown at the bottom. They're black
like
from
my footprint.
Dust.
Oh my god!
I'm like, Laura, I don't think this is gonna fit me.
You're like, I'm gonna take your crusty, dusty ass socks back.
I'll take it because I love you, and I'll still wear them.
That's right.
My peak is gonna be at the fact that I'm doing some construction in my house.
Oh yes, you are.
Not like hella crazy construction. It's more so like we're ripping out the carpet.
You've been doing stuff back to back.
I have been, which has not been good for my mental. Let me tell you something. It has not been good for my mental health.
I'm gonna tell you this because you live at home and work from home and sleep from home. It's harder than the average construction job. And I learned that in my first world problems bathroom renovation. Like I learned that. I was like, this shit is not for the birds. It took me out. And I'm like, part of the problem is I live and work here.
It is rough out in these fucking streets. Luckily, the project isn't big, so it's only going to take a week. Okay. And it's so basically all the carpet that's on my stairs and in my hallway, I'm taking out and I'm putting the wood that I have that's on like my downstairs. Because Zaya loves to fucking piss on the carpet in the hallway.
Animals love piss.
Like she loves to like do it in the corner, like so she's very elusive with that. She like doesn't want you to see her pure poop. So she does it in areas that can't be seen. Because she knows I'll be like, get your ass back on the pad.
She's going to be devastated. The carpet's gone.
Oh, honey, and the carpet's already gone. Baby, the carpet's already gone.
Oh, yeah.
So the carpet's already ripped out and now they're like putting in the wood on it. Because there's like this spot, like it's right before my beauty room and right next to Nick's bathroom. There's like a little hallway right here. And that corner is where she likes to piss. And I remember like last week I walked past it and I got a whiff of like fucking dog piss that punched me in the face. And I said,
I know.
What the fuck? So then I go down to the ground and I sniff the carpet and it was like rank. It was as if I had smelled 1,000 dogs' piss.
It knocked you out.
And I literally got like, I feel like I got punched in the face by it. And I was like, Zaya's using this section as her own fucking personal piss pot. And the thing is, I don't let Zaya outside often, unless I'm like literally there watching her, because I'm not trusting of other animals. Obviously, I don't like. There's coyotes. There's so much like wildlife by me, and she's literally defenseless. She's 4 pounds. Like
she's a piece of chicken.
She's a piece of chicken, and I have grass pads in the house for her.
She knows,
and she knows to use them.
She knows,
and she does. But the fact that she's like, if she's being lazy, she doesn't want to go downstairs to do her thing. She'll go into the corner and she'll piss there. So I'm like, you know what? I was already gonna plan on ripping out the carpet to put the wood here anyway. I'm just gonna do it sooner than I was expecting.
My favorite thing about Zaya is that she's such a diva.
She's like a cat.
She's your child.
She is.
And she gives Manny shit all the time.
All the time. She really fucking tries me.
She does. She be back talking him and giving him all kinds of looks. Attitude. Like this dog is a human. Like the personality and I love how much of a hard time she gives Manny.
Oh, it's like,
I feel like it's good for you.
It's good. It keeps you on my fucking toes.
She humbles you.
She really humbles me. She
straightens you out.
So like, it's been tough because it's so much noise that's right outside my door because it's in my hallway. And like I have to be super conscious of Zaya because if the workers are going in and out, Zaya can't be down there because she'll run out of the fucking house.
Yeah.
She's like she's skittish about that stuff. She won't like run out. But like you can't leave the door open or she will.
Yeah. I mean, it's a dog. Like, my God, it's gonna leave.
She's gonna run out. So, but I'm really excited about like having like nice like wood there, like going across like up the stairs and the hallway and just not having to worry about it. Now I'll just like be able to put like a little like pee pad out there that I can just like switch out and not have like carpet that you can't like.
She's gonna
you
love
can
that.
clean the carpet, but you cannot clean the carpet unless you're getting it like professionally cleaned with like a steamer and that whole thing. Like it will kill you when it punches you in the face. That piss smell of a fucking dog or cat, and you know, and I know you know what I'm talking about. Because you've been punched in the face with the smell as well. Many times by Boo. But that piss smell, it'll like send me into like this light rage.
Oh, yeah. It will enrage you. This morning I had gotten me and Tyler breakfast and it was in a bag. And I sit on our ground a lot and I eat on our coffee table. We're strange. We like to eat on the floor.
I eat on the floor too.
Okay, right? We just love that. We're
like
simple.
When we're eating out here, I'm on the floor.
On the floor. We love to sit down on the ground. So I set the bag down on the ground. I went to pick up my drink. By the time I turn around, Boo Boo had his ass up to the bag full of our food, spraying it up and down. I'm not kidding.
In the bag?
It like... The bag's like sitting there. He backs his ass up to it and sprays the bag up and down. I can't make it up.
Today.
This morning.
Why are our animals going to send us?
They're out of control. Boo Boo is going to take me out.
No, Boo Boo is actually going to. He's going to in the middle of the night. He's going to get one claw like this on you.
And I'll be like, you know what, Boo Boo? It's about time. I figured you were going to do this to me. I figured you were going to do this to me.
I'm expecting this from you. How did you not fucking scream at his ass?
I was screaming because if I pulled the bag away, the piss was going to projectile onto the rug, the carpet in my main living room. So I had to leave the bag there. And as he's peeing on it, I'm ripping the food out of it. Like I'm pulling it out because I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? And he sprayed so heavy. Like sometimes his sprays are like, and this one was a squirt gun, like a.
It was a water gun.
And
it was a skunk spray.
And he did it because he's territorial with our other boy cat who is neutered, and he would never pee anywhere. Lou is an angel. Lou is.
So why the fuck does Boo do it? I'm like, he's also neutered.
Yep, because he's crazy and territorial, and Lou don't give a fuck. So Lou was trying to play with him, and it made him mad, and so that was him making his mark.
He's like, no, they like me the most. And let me show you.
I'm like, I am gonna cry now. Thank you for that.
Thank you, because you know, like when you're just like having a tough day. That smell of piss will send you over the edge.
Animal piss is something else.
It's so fucking and shit, of course. But like, I would rather deal with a Zaya shit, which is like a Tootsie Roll, than
it is truly a Tootsie Roll.
Her like fucking piss,
or even cat shit. Cat shit's bad. It's bad. So bad, huh? It's way bigger than I've seen Zaya's poo poos. They are a Tootsie Roll. No, cat shit's bad. I put a blanket in Boo Boo's bed, and he took a shit in the blanket. He shit in the blanket. I'm like, okay, cool.
Wait, so where does he shit at in the
litter box? Because he has his own litter box. Because we had to give him his own
space
because of his own space, and he goes out in our backyard and shits a lot. But it was nighttime, so he shit on his blanket for me to clean it right beside the litter box. Beside the litter box, the blanket was beside the litter box, and he shit on the blanket. So I was like, thank you for that. And the smell. As soon as I opened the door, it took me out, and I was like, well, there's shit somewhere in here, because the litter covers it and you really can't smell it. But he didn't poop in the litter, so it was rank. But you know, that one tries me every day. He tries you every single day. So to be honest, I could talk about this every episode.
But the animals, I'm not kidding you. The animals will take me out. That piss fucking smell. But I'm glad I can't
remember what dog piss smells like, by the way.
Not good.
Okay.
I almost feel like cat piss is probably even a little bit stronger.
Might be. Cat piss is horrendous.
But if you smell it enough, it'll
get you
into a rage.
I just can't remember. I haven't smelled dog piss in a really long time.
Come on over.
Okay.
You know what? I'm gonna pull the carpet that they pulled out
and send me and I'm gonna give you
a square of it,
Gorgeous.
a 3x3. And I know how to sniff it, and so you can tell me exactly what you think.
A scratch and sniff.
A scratch and sniff.
That's my Christmas present for Manny. All right. Manny, you want me to tell you some secrets?
Yes, you guys. Today's episode is going to be reacting to you guys' dirtiest, sickest, weirdest, wildest, most outlandish secrets. We've done episodes like this before, but it's always kind of fun to do every couple months.
Because you always get new stuff.
You get new stuff and it's nice. But before that, we're going to take a break, of course.
Oh my gosh, we're going to take a break.
So give us a quick second. We'll be right back.
Thank you so much to Adam and Eve for sponsoring this episode of Full Coverage. You guys, if you haven't shopped at Adam and Eve, definitely want to check them out now. They have a really amazing deals going. 50% off plus free shipping.
On any item with the code
FULL. Any item. Isn't that amazing?
I love that. And the cool thing about Adam and Eve too, you guys, so like there's so many things that Adam and Eve has. It has, toys, lingerie, videos, anything you could potentially want for the bedroom. But the thing is that's really cool is that it comes in discreet packaging. So if you're wanting to get something for yourself, get something for your partner, get something for your neighbor, you can without having to be so obvious.
Absolutely. Adam and Eve will have the perfect gifts and with an amazing deal. At adamandeve.com, you can get 50% off plus free shipping.
There's an exclusive offer specific to this podcast, you guys. So we would love your support, of course. All you have to do is use code FOOL to get you not just 50% off, but also 100% free shipping with code FOOL. Go to adamandeve.com right now.
Alrighty, and we are back to read some secrets. So I'm going to read a few and then I'll pass the phone to Manny and let him read a few.
Okay, so this is going to be our reactions. I don't know any of them yet, so why am I closing my eyes?
What'd you say?
I said, why am I closing my eyes?
Yep, close your eyes. Close your eyes. The guy I effed has a micro PP, and I just don't know if I don't know if I should count him as a body count.
Okay, so micros.
What happens when you F a micro PP?
It probably wasn't even an F.
It was like that.
So imagine the tip of a thumb. It's like this.
How does a micro PP happen? Is it at birth?
It's at birth.
That's horrible.
It's literally like a deformity.
I feel so bad. That's horrible.
Like, honestly, like that's like actually like the saddest thing, and like so probably like demasculating as well. Like, how could you even feel like as a man like even comfortable with yourself?
Has to be so hard.
I remember one of my friends in high school.
No.
Yeah. She would like hook up with this guy, and okay, I have to be really careful because I don't want to spill any names. She would hook up with this guy, and he would like be interested in her and like would want to hook up all the time. But so she like gave him head once. This is like when we were in like college, and she said that he had a micro, and it was like as if she was like sucking on her pinky like this.
I wonder if they feel the same sensations as a full engorged wee-wee.
Well, they're engorged still.
Okay.
Because they're hard, but they're just super tiny.
So do they feel the same? Like to the man?
They must.
Right? Oh, that's
apparently
so
he lasted 1 minute. Like it was so fast. So I'm like, not only does he have a micro, but it lasted a minute.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? She's like, yeah. Like it was as if like I was like sucking my pinky. Like,
oh my word.
And I was like, see, that would
Have you ever seen one in real life?
Never. Oh wait, you know what? I feel like I've seen one at the gym. Actually, yeah. So like in just like a passing where like, but also like, okay, like let me tell you something real quick. Let me tell you something. If I had a micro,
this is what I think.
I would never be caught dead walking around naked because I'm self-conscious about it.
Never.
Like never ever. You would never see me like showering at the gym. You would never see me like in any. I would never be hooking up with people. Like you would just never see me in a setting where I would ever allow myself to be naked in front of people because I don't want to ever feel like less than. Yeah. Because I have a micro.
Yeah.
And I know me, I would feel less than if I did.
Wow.
So it's like I don't ever want to be in that setting. So like and the guy that I saw, he was like walking around no towel, didn't give a fuck. And I know that's like a kink for some guys to be like to be
seen.
What's it called? Like to be so yeah, it was definitely like an exhibitionist. But I also know that there's a kink where like to be made fun of. Like that's a kink for some guys. Like a lot of guys will want to be made fun of by
like
someone.
They like the attention from it. Just
they
attention
like to feel embarrassed. They like to feel like emasculated. Like they want to feel like they're like a little like bitch boy, you know?
Wow.
But yeah, I would never like I shower at my gym now, but I would never shower there. Because I would be too embarrassed. Like if I had a micro, I would be like, what am I do?
Micro penises are always a bit of a mystery to me.
But what about the body count? Do we count it?
No.
I don't think we count it.
I think
you're good to go, girl.
It, girl. I don't think we count that one.
I think we can't count it because if it didn't enter you,
I think you're gonna have to put that one in the back Just let it.
You're gonna have to go ahead and forget that.
Just let that one.
You're gonna have to let that
I
one
don't
go.
think that
Gone
one's
with
a
the
body
wind.
count. That one's gone with the wind. I think we have to let that one be gone with the wind.
I think it's good to ask, like, hey, how big are you before, things like that.
Like, are we talking micro?
Like how micro here?
Okay, here's one. I've been sleeping with my boss for over a year. Sometimes we F at work with everyone there.
See, that's like an exhibitionist.
That is an exhibitionist.
Like they almost like love the idea of being caught.
Now that is when y'all hooking up with everyone there, y'all are definitely getting off on the sneakiness of it. And the danger of doing that. I can't promise this is gonna turn out well for you.
Do you feel like,
because a lot of these things go awry,
is that a turn on for you? Like, would you be like turned on hooking up in public?
I'm not turned on by that.
Me neither. I'm actually like the opposite. Like I don't really want like people to watch me.
A lot of it's weird because I go to the beach a lot, but it's weird. There's actually a lot of PDA at the beach. It's quite common. And
like kissing, just like a
oh no, like couples like not fucking on the beach, but pretty much like getting it on at the beach. Yep. And a lot of heavy making out at the beach and people in their own world just going at it. And for me to even look at it, I get secondhand embarrassment really badly.
Because it's too much.
Like, I don't like it. I don't like it.
You're going to be the one that goes, you're like, hi, you tap on the shoulder, stop fucking making out in front of me.
Oh, please.
I'm getting secondhand embarrassment.
I just don't want to see it.
No, I mean, I guess seeing it, like, I don't care as much as, like, I wouldn't want to be doing it. Like,
yeah.
I don't want to be, like, making out with someone passionately and, like, someone watching me.
Yeah.
I actually was just out at the club, like, 2 weeks ago, and I saw a friend of mine. I'm not going to say which friend, but a friend of mine was passionately making out with this guy on the dance floor. I'm not going to say.
Go like this.
Passionately making out on the dance floor, and it was such a sight to see because I had never seen them make out with someone on the dance floor. So it was so fun for me to witness it. I was just like, I was literally like cheering from the back, being like, you better work. I've seen you make out with
guys, and I think it's so cute. I guess I'm happy for you more so than cringing, but I don't know. It's like strangers are just like making out. I'm just like, get out of here.
Because you don't like know them. So it's kind of like, oh, okay,
it's like I feel like I shouldn't be there, but it's public, so I'm here.
I made out with many strangers.
Yes, absolutely.
And I will continue to make out with many strangers.
Wow,
it's part of my DNA.
I'm looking for a new one. Here's one. I have a high body count, but I'm embarrassed to tell a guy if they were to ask me. So I wanted to read this one because there's such a double standard on that. And I think it's becoming more and more of a conversation where women are not allowed to have a high body count, but men, it's like cooler if they do. Yeah, it's like an accolade for them to have a high body count. And I think women, and I've seen them get braver and braver, more open with this, where they don't give a fuck about what you think about their body count.
I agree.
I think that's so awesome. Like, it's so cool to hear. And there's a lot of girls going on TikTok and on the internet saying their body count and like not giving a fuck about what you think about it. And like, that's taking the power back.
Absolutely. You know, at the end of the day, like, it's not, as long as, you know, you were in a situation where you felt comfortable in, like, why the fuck
that's
would
what you wanted to do. You're doing it safely.
To do it in a safe space. Like, why would you ever feel uncomfortable about being like, about the body count? I will say it does suck, because it does feel like there's definitely a double standard. Like, men, you know, with the high body count, it's like, damn, this guy's a fucking player, he's so fucking cool. But women, it's like, oh, she's a whore.
Yes,
she's a slut.
yes.
And it's like, why is that even a thing? Like, why is it like been engraved into our brains, like from a young age, that that's what it was?
So women should be a certain thing, but men want to sleep with all these women, but God forbid women want to sleep with men. How does that even make sense?
It doesn't make any fucking sense. But like, for some reason, like growing up, that's what, maybe I was like, also as a millennial, that's what it was, like socially growing up. Obviously times are changing,
like
which is so nice. Gen
Z is really taking us
no,
on
bitch,
that one.
I'm gonna fuck around whoever
They're
I want.
changing the course.
Well, I hope that she feels comfortable. And see, the thing is, you know what's funny is, like, I feel like even with me though, like I will say in situations where a guy's like asked me my body count, I've been like slightly embarrassed to answer too, because I didn't want to make it seem like I was almost like too available, too open, a slut, or all these different things. So it wasn't even that. It could be like, you know, a female perspective. I think just in general, like a high body count, like even from me, I was a little uncomfortable at times, or like I was almost embarrassed to admit that I had been as sexual as I've been in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Because especially when they say like theirs is really low and like they're almost inexperienced and yours is really high.
Yeah.
You're kind of like, well, damn, like, was I in situations like I shouldn't have been in? Or like, you know, you start to like second guess your own experiences because you want them to feel uncomfortable.
But it's so not fair to do that to yourself because everyone's life is different. Everyone's path is different. Everyone's experience is different. Everyone's wants and needs are different. So you're going to have people with different caliber body counts, you know? And it's like, yes, I would feel the same way you feel, but we shouldn't.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
it's like, why do I, and like, and sometimes I think one or two, I'm like, is there a number that's too high?
Yeah.
Me? Like, if I say if a guy I'm seeing or if I'm interested in, and his number was like, let's say like 500, would I feel like, dang, that's like too high for me? Like, I feel
how would you feel?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I wonder, like, I've never really been put in that situation. I feel like I've always been the one that has like the higher count.
I would question if I was like with a man and he was like, oh, I've been with 500 women. I'd be like,
are you a player? I feel like I couldn't help but think that.
I'd be like, oh, I'm about to get played. Like, that would be my first. I'm one of your I'm 501. I'm just another number to you. Like, that's how I would feel.
What if he was trying to turn a new leaf and was like, I've done the 500 in the past?
That's different.
But like, I want to be
and if that was like explain, like, well, I have a past and this is what I used to do, but that's my past and I've been in this many serious relationships and it wasn't like that. So great, you know? Great.
Agreed. I completely agree. But I feel like you shouldn't be embarrassed about it. And I know it's hard. It's easier said than done because there's moments where I'm not embarrassed about it at all. And I'm like, yeah, bitch, I fucking slept with, you know, a lot of people. And then there's moments where I'm like, you know, I have experience. Like, you know, like I feel like it kind of depends on like what I'm feeling at the time or like the energy around me. If someone's like super open and cool and chill, which hopefully you can be around that kind of energy. Like that's what you want to have. Like for example, if you were like, what's your body count? I'd be like, bitch, this is what it is, you know? But if I've never met someone like judge. But you never judge me. That's what I'm saying. That's what I would tell you. But if there's someone that like, I feel like a little bit less comfortable around, I probably wouldn't say like the number.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Not that I even know. I don't even know the number, to be honest.
You're like, baby, let me know when you figure it out. I don't know.
We're past that.
All right. I found nude photos of our girlfriends on my boyfriend's phones, and I don't know what to do.
Wait, explain this to me.
It said our girlfriends, but I think I'm interpreting it as her girlfriends.
Yeah, okay, so I found like my girlfriend's
nudes photos on my boyfriend's phone. Girl, you know what to do. Don't say you don't know what to do. You know what to do, you don't want to do.
Do you think that it's because he's cheating with her? Or do you think it's something where like he somehow acquired them or got them from like, from like a guy?
He's cheating.
Okay.
He's cheating.
Yeah, I think you're right.
If he ain't cheating, he might want to.
But like also like I feel like that is in a way it's like that it's like you're still emotionally cheating at least. If that's not.
It is. And
so I'm thinking like, oh well, like does she have an OnlyFans?
Even if you're just like whacking off to that, girl, that's your friend. That's your friend. Like that's different. That's
weird.
That's different.
Because he knows her personally.
Yeah.
And like if he finds her attractive, wants to jerk off to her, and is also her friend, like that's like that's literally a relationship. Like that's literally like the recipe for a relationship. Yep. My friend, but I also want to jerk off to you. That's
you know, and the thing is too, it's like I definitely have found my situations where I'm like, I don't know what to do. No, I always know what to do. It's the harder thing to do, and I don't want to do it so that I don't know what to do because I don't want to do the thing I know I need to do. But you know what to do. You know what you need to do.
That was a clusterfuck.
It was. That was. You're gonna have to dissect that one.
And it took me a good second to follow. That felt like Inception. Boom, 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 boom. I was Leonardo in that, trying to like navigate.
Okay, I have a family drama, and I'm gonna pass it over to you. My cousin slept with 2 of my aunt's boyfriends. Some shady family shit. So she got disowned by my family, and I make fake social media accounts to harass her or remind her of how nasty she is.
Let me drink some water real quick.
Honey, that's the family drama up in here.
Is she remorseful?
Is she remorseful?
Like, does she feel bad about it?
I'm sure they don't know because, you know, she's out. She's on the out.
She's out.
I do feel like that's a disownment, and I'm tired of people feeling like they have to deal with family members' toxic behavior because they're family. Agreed.
You know, you get to choose your family. I mean, in a way, like the chosen family is a very big like LGBT thing, but like you get to choose who you're around.
You do.
And they become your family, you know?
You do.
But I feel like at the end of the day, like she deserved it. If you cheated,
honey,
or
with
not
your
cheated, sorry.
aunt's men
If you slept with your aunt's men 2 times, you deserve to be ostracized. I'm sorry, like you do.
Boyfriends.
You know,
these are different men too. 2 different men, because she said with the 2 boyfriends.
You know right from wrong. Like at the end of the day, and that's your fucking family.
If you're getting a nasty message online from what you did, then
you probably deserved it.
I mean, honestly.
But like at the end of the day too, like I feel like it's also tough because like if you're the one sending the messages too, it's like, do you want to keep feeding into it or just kind of like let her be ostracized and just move on with your life, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like if you're constantly sending the messages, like
you're so angry at her.
You're still so invested in it.
Yeah.
Hard not to be because they're your fucking family.
Yeah.
But if you want to like move on from the situation, you can't like keep sending messages like that because you'll never move
closure.
On.
You're never going to get that closure to move on. But that is traumatic. Also, thank you for your honesty.
Thank you for the candor. Thank you for the candor. Thank you for the candor.
Okay, I'm going to pass it to you and let you dig through the...
Period.
There's a lot.
Why don't you sing while I do this?
Subscribe to my channel before you leave. Subscribe.
That was beautiful.
It was beautiful. Thank you. I'm waiting on my Grammy.
Okay, we have a long parter here.
Love that.
This one's rough. Okay. I turned my mother-in-law in. She had warrants, so I sent a message with her address and warrants.
Oh, her mother-in-law?
She called me and said she was going to jail, and I went, oh my God, no way, that's so crazy, and then hung up.
Well, then you outed yourself, because if she didn't figure it out then...
Well, she said, oh my God, that's so crazy.
Click. I'd be like, that bitch did it to me.
She done turned me in.
She done turned me
How
in.
How bad could a mother-in-law be? Monster-in-law?
That you are turning them
her in for warrants.
Honey, that
but
is...
also, what were the warrants?
I mean, people can literally have unpaid tickets.
Parking tickets, and you can get in trouble.
A lot of people get warrants for that.
But like going to jail...
Turning her, wow.
Is jail the one that's like the long haul, or is that prison?
No, that's prison. Jail is holding and a lot
for
of
like
weight.
A little bit.
But before you go to prison, you go to jail for a while too.
Would you ever call and have Tyler's mother,
unless she did something bad, and I feel like not that she ever would, but if it was like some tickets or some bullshit, ain't no way.
There's no way.
No, if anything, I'm gonna bail her ass out. I like my mother-in-law a lot. We've gotten along for 13 years now.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
very,
I love
very
that.
well. Very, very well.
I have another
and
dark
father-in-law.
one.
Give it to me.
When I was in high school, I called ICE on my aunt.
In case of emergency?
2 years later.
Was ICE? In case of emergency?
It's like Border Patrol.
Oh my God.
On my aunt, 2 years later, she got deported.
No, it'd be your own people.
On your own, it'd be your own
fucking people.
And 2 years later, she got deported. That's so dark.
That is
that is literally fucking dark. I'm like trying not to
wait, it was her
giggle
aunt?
because I'm uncomfortable.
Aaron would do that to me, I feel like.
No, she wouldn't. Yeah, she said when I was in high school, I called ICE on my aunt.
Holy shit.
But like, what did your aunt do? We need more context because that just sounds like demonic.
Because that's like another level. Like. Damn.
That's crazy. I shaved my pussy in a grocery store bathroom because my sneaky link hit me up last minute and I wasn't prepared.
Honestly, I'm going to give her the hustle on that one. I like the hustle.
Listen, I honestly would do the same thing. Not like obviously shaving my
He's in the grocery store over here shaving his pubes.
I'm not. But if like last minute, like what if I have to douche?
Yeah. Like
if my sneaky link hits me up and he's like, come on over, and I'm not prepared, I'm gonna have to run to the grocery store, get a water bottle, right at the hole, boom.
Bam. Hit those turds. Get those turds out of there.
Destroy like a fucking meteor.
This dude shits like boom, 4 times a day. Bam, bam,
I take a lot of fiber. Which means I fart a lot, which is really annoying when I'm public. Of course. You know I don't do that.
I take fiber too, but this fiber doesn't make me fart. But I have take fiber that's made me fart. Really
well, if you take if you take too much fiber too quickly, that's what'll make you fart.
I see.
I've emotionally cheated on my emotionally abusive husband. I feel like that gets a little bit more tricky.
It does get tricky there. If you're in a bad situation where he's emotionally abusive, like you gotta either try to fix it or get away from it, but cheating doesn't necessarily make it better. If anything, it's going to make the situation inflamed, worse, you more miserable in the situation. Like, it's going to ignite the situation.
I know. I feel like it's really tough because it's like you want to feel good.
Yeah.
You want to feel good about something.
Everyone
deserves to feel happy in a relationship and not be abused emotionally, in any way, shape, or form. Abused, actually. So I understand that, like, inner turmoil, inner monologue, and then, emotionally cheating. Like, let's say emotionally cheating could be something even small, like just chatting with another guy and him giving you compliments, you being like, thank you so much, like, that's so sweet. Complimenting him back, that could be seen to some people as emotional cheating, So I think that it's tough because when you aren't finding something in a relationship, you'll look for it in other places if it's something that you need.
Yeah.
For example, like, she feels like she was being emotionally abused, so she needs to feel emotionally fulfilled in some other capacity.
Yep.
So I think it's really, really, really important that if you are in the situation, you see that happening, it's just best to leave it.
Yeah.
And leave the relationship. Because if you are getting abused emotionally, and let's say something you guys have gone to therapy for, things that you guys have tried to work on and it's not going through, it's not working, it's better just to leave the situation and find it in someone else.
Yes.
To feel fulfilled, like something that you're missing.
Because it's all about being happy and like feeling fulfilled. And it's
happy.
like that emotional cheating is not going to take you there. Maybe short term while you're in it, chatting. I was cheated on with a married woman, so I slept with her husband. Ooh.
Wait, what?
So she like a woman slept with her man that was married, so she went and slept with her man. Very White Lotus.
I was just gonna say that. I was like, that's giving very White Lotus vibes.
Okay, girl.
So she's like, I got revenge. So she got revenge, essentially.
She said, touche.
She said, touche. That scene in White Lotus when they're on the beach and he's talking to her. And she's like,
sometimes I do things to make me feel better.
She was such a good actor in that. Like, I literally was like, great. You are her.
Yeah.
Like, you are. I believe that was that woman.
I drove 6 hours to pick up a dude that I barely knew from prison.
Was like a pen pal, a jail pal situation?
I think it was probably a jail pal situation.
What is that called? Like a pen pal, right?
It
like
is.
It's like a pen pal?
And I don't know how people like get in contact with them, but they do that all the time.
It feels very Love is Blind.
Yeah.
Because like, what if you don't know what the person in prison looks like? Do they send you a photo?
They must.
How do you get into that? I'm actually very intrigued by this. How do you become a pen pal with someone in prison?
FaceTime video chats.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
So why do they do it? Is it literally for like
a companionship company?
For companionship.
Mm-hmm.
This is very concerning to me. I'm very intrigued by it. Not even that it's concerning. I'm just like, I'm so intrigued by the idea of this because I've always heard of that. And like, pen pals with someone in prison and they get out and you guys are together.
Yeah.
I'm like, and they fall for you while they're in prison.
I feel like it's a dangerous thing to fall for someone while they're in prison because they're so available to you and they're vulnerable and they're like on their own and they don't have love and support as much in prison. So it's like all lovey and dandy because like, they need you so bad while they're in there. But when they get out,
do they really need you?
Yeah, you're gonna find out. And
that's I feel like the exact same way. I feel like it's a very slippery slope to be on.
Yeah,
because it's like, dude, like, what if they literally were just using you for that attention? Oof. And like you fell for them, and they were, or complete opposite, where like the person that's in prison is completely obsessed with that person that's the pen pal because that's all they get. And then they become like too infatuated.
I feel like that could
be another route too. That could totally happen.
Definitely.
That's so spooky though. Like I'm so like that's, but they need companionship too.
I'm pregnant and not in love with the father of my baby anymore. Ooh.
Well, you know what? It's okay because co-parenting is real.
It is real and it's very common.
And it's very common and it is very okay and it's very accessible. And as long as you guys have a positive relationship and hopefully keep that moving in a good direction, like the child will be a-okay. But it is frustrating. I can't even imagine like being pregnant and then no longer being in love with the person that impregnated me.
Yeah.
Like that's so
it's
rough.
It has to be tumultuous and it has to be rough.
I literally can't even imagine. That'd be so tough.
Today is my last day being pregnant with a child and I am placing the child up for adoption. I'm scared. Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's heavy.
That's really heavy.
Tyler's mom was given up for adoption at birth.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Tyler's mom was. And his uncle, which is her brother, they were both adopted, but they're not brother and sister like by blood. They came from two different families. They were both adopted kids. And it's a great thing.
It is, and I feel like it's so important. Like, it's like such a difficult decision.
Oh my God.
I'm sure, or at least, for a lot of people, I'm sure it really is. I'm sure for a lot of people it's not, but some people it could be. And like for a parent or like a mother to give up their kid, let's say because they wanted them to have a better life and that they couldn't provide for, that's like the most selfless thing you could do.
That you could do for that child, because you never know their situation, why they're giving up for adoption, and to not drag that child through that and give that child a chance at a better good life is which so many people don't do, and then they half raise their kid or drag their kid through it and end up giving them to someone along the way anyways, and it's like they could have avoided all that trauma. So I think it's so brave and selfless for someone to do that.
I think so too. I think that it's so terrifying, and I cannot even imagine, the feelings that you're going through. But I think that, again, like Laura said, it's such a selfless thing to do.
It is.
And for you to want that kid to have like the best chance it could possibly have, and even if it's not,
I can imagine the strength that must take.
I literally can't
to carry a child for 9 months and do that. And kudos to you for being able to be strong enough to make that decision. I have sex with my cousin, not me. This person. There's no.
I was hoping that was what that was. I knew Tyler looked just like you. I saw a resemblance there. That is, what's weird? We've done videos like this. Every single time we get, I fuck my cousin.
There's a lot of people out there doing it. There's a lot of cousin fuckers, and I'm concerned. What is that called?
Incest.
Incest.
Wait, is incest more so like your actual like sibling?
I think family is incest. I think family is incest.
I always wonder, I'm like, is that the same thing? Like, incest is any family.
There's other people out there, Babs.
There's so many more options
8 billion
in the
people, and you're choosing your cousin? Don't do that.
I'll say like it's better than like a sibling.
Okay.
Not me rationalizing their incest.
You're rationalizing
trying
incest.
to like be like, it's
you got to tell them honest advice.
You're right, you guys. It's
8
bad.
billion people. Pick somebody else.
Pick somebody else.
Pick somebody else. That's what I'm gonna tell you.
Wait, what's that from? Pick somebody else. I can't.
Is it?
Oh, like the battles, like the sound. The like pick somebody else. It can't be me.
It can't be me. I have an unimaginable crush on my therapist who is also married with kids.
Fuck.
That's got to be hard.
That's
Girl,
so hard.
We know why you're showing up to therapy.
That's so hard because like I'm sure. So a big so that's like actually a really very common thing is to someone to fall for their therapist or psychiatrist or psychologist because they are unloading this emotional trauma onto these people.
And they're like listening.
And they're listening and they're helping you cope through situations where, so it is actually really difficult. And a lot of the times if you are attracted to your person, like they'll switch you out. Like if you are physically attracted to your psychologist or psychiatrist, whatever therapist, they'll usually be like, okay, like you need someone else because it's not going to work for us. Because you don't want that to happen. Obviously, you don't want to get attached to your client in that way, and the client shouldn't be getting attached to you because it could be also used as like a form of major emotional manipulation. Oh, if let's say the therapist wanted it, like
it
that's
actually
not okay.
Makes sense. Like
it makes
I
a lot of
haven't
sense.
thought of people. I've seen life coaches and they've all been women, and I'm in love with my husband, but I get it. It makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like it makes sense. Like you are unleashing your deepest moments, like very vulnerable with this person who is then not judging you and helping you learn with ways to cope. How do you it's easily
it's hard to differentiate those emotions. So imagine like, let's say you have a female therapist who's absolutely beautiful, stunning, incredible. There's like a guy who is going to you for advice about his wife who is emotionally abusive. So if you're going to be this female in his life as a therapist who is understanding, helping him through his problems, physically attractive, it's going to be hard for him to differentiate a lot of those emotions.
Yep.
That because he's having this abusive relationship with his wife. So it's like it becomes a slippery slope when all those things kind of get combined, and you have to like kind of realize like where the line is and where the line needs to be drawn.
Wow. That's so crazy, but I could see how that makes sense. It makes a lot of sense.
Right? I shit during anal once and rolled on top of it after I threw it across the room so he wouldn't see. Like, she like chucked it.
She threw the turd.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, how was it not everywhere?
That's what I'm like, how solid was the turd?
The time I shit my pants, it was
liquid.
Mud pie.
But this is during anal. So imagine like it's like
a full hard turd comes out? It could be
that shouldn't be happening.
Right, not a full dookie.
Like a full duke? You're going full fucking duke right now? Like you should I don't understand how that's even physically possible. Like for you to grab it, chuck it across the room, hit it against the wall, splatter into a million pieces. Like imagine it hits the fucking ceiling. Like Laura, that's so dark.
That's so dark.
Like that's really dark.
That's
you guys,
so bad.
Please. But see, also like if I had shit myself on accident during sex, I wouldn't want him to know.
I was listening to Emma Chamberlain's podcast and she had she didn't say who it was, but I think it was her man's, and they were in a hotel in another country, and she basically shit the bed while he was taking a shower. And she basically...
Why'd she shit the bed?
She farted and shit came out. She told the story on her podcast, and she literally was running around the hotel and like trying to rip the sheets off and get rid of them, but get new sheets before he came out. It was interesting. She's quite a great storyteller about herself.
I would literally pass away.
Vanish.
I would...
To vapor.
Vanish. To dust.
To dust.
I'd be like Thanos. Poof.
Poof. Thanos
like you would
get
not
ya.
see me. I'm a lesbian and my family doesn't know. So that's just like the secret that she had to share. And I feel like this is a good example to just, talk about how everyone, it's all about your own time.
That's what I think.
Coming out is all about doing it in your own time when you feel the most comfortable.
Yeah. I think that too. And even if it's like you should be comfortable but your family's not making you, that's okay. Because like it's a big experience.
Big deal.
And it's going to change your life. And so like you have to do it in your own time, in your own way. And that all depends on the people you're coming out to, how you feel about. Like there's a lot of factors that go because everybody's story is so personal and so different.
And you also make sure you're in a very comfortable situation, that you're in a safe environment. I think it's really important to remember like that's a big part of too, like feeling like you'll still feel safe as a person coming out. Because a lot of times like, there could be situations that are not safe for you to come out to family or friends or whatever it might be, because they might react to it in a violent way. So you always want to make sure that it is in a very comfortable setting. So if that takes time, then it takes time, and like also like you always want to come out when you feel the most comfortable doing so, when you feel like you can. Yeah. And it's like, it's going to take time. And sometimes it's super easy. People come out when they're 10 years old now. Like, yeah, it could be so different. And then some people come out at 40. Yeah. It just kind of depends on what their personal journey is. I'm hoping now that you see these amazing, stellar, happy LGBTQ plus stories, everywhere on social media and TV and movies, that you would feel more inclined to want to share. Yeah. And that you would feel more comfortable with who you are. Because I think a lot of the time people aren't feeling as comfortable because they don't see it. Yeah. And it's kind of like you need to put things in people's faces that they are not used to. Yeah. To help get them used to it. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, a lot of people weren't comfortable with gay stuff 20 years ago because a lot of them didn't see it. And now we're 20 years later, a lot of people are much more comfortable with gay people and they understand them a lot more because they're able to see who they are as people and these amazing stories, and that there's so much more. It's hard
too when you live in areas that aren't like in LA, because like when I lived in Alabama, I loved gay people, and I remember an intern was working with Ty, and his name was Abe, and he was a gay guy, and we clicked like that. We were immediately friends. But the thing is, I didn't know anything about being gay. I knew nothing about the community. I knew nothing like what this meant and that meant. Like I was like, because of how much I know now explains to me how much I didn't know then. Exactly. Even in my 20s, because I lived somewhere where like gay is like not okay and it's like suppressed.
And social media wasn't a
social media
thing.
was
like,
not
a thing
and like even
ago.
On social media when it was coming up, there wasn't as many gay people
and you wouldn't really hear about
like,
their stories as much. It's like you see a MySpace page here and then you see
occasionally
random things and like a show, but it's like the show would talk about like something horrible about gay people that was so big, like gay
so like
hate.
I didn't know anything. So it's so hard. That's why the show We Are Here is like for those areas like where I came from, where it's hard because everyone there is so behind on the topic.
Yep.
But I think we have social media now, but like back then, 10 years ago, we didn't have as much, not nearly as much social media to speed it up. And there wasn't nearly as many diversified people on there coming from different and telling their stories. And now we do. So I think, no matter where you are, it does help.
I agree.
And speeds it up, awakens
which is
people,
amazing,
opens
which
their
is so
eyes.
nice.
It is nice.
It's so nice to see that because not a lot of people, I didn't have that same experience. Obviously, it's not something I got to see when I was growing up. So
yeah,
it's nice to see that kids now are able to see
and you're like
positive.
a forefronter of that, yourself.
Yeah.
With beauty and
which is nice
because you are an early on internet sensation of the gay community. Stop. He roots me on and I don't like it, so now it's my turn. He is a true icon.
I love you. Will. I love you, my fellow icon.
That's right. And ally.
and can't forget ally.
And ally.
Can't forget ally.
That's right.
Thank you guys so much for watching today's episode. You guys are sick and twisted and just as dark as I remember.
And we love it.
And we love every
one of y'all.
Of it.
Even with the crazy dark shit in there, we'll take you. We'll take you. We love you.
Every day. We love you guys so much. Don't forget to rate, like, subscribe. Comment down below comment down below of a secret if you guys want to.
Ooh.
Do it for fun. For funsies. Because we love to go into the comment section and we be reading and we be commenting.
We do. We do. We love you guys.
I'll see you in our next episode.
Oh, little hearts.
Bye, baby hearts.